survived that.
You know what we're going to do?
And honestly, be stopped in between rounds.
It can't be stopped in between rounds.
We're going to start here.
He made it to the corner.
The fight may be stopped. TstreeT got his ass whipped for 4 rounds straight. 3 big submission attempts that look like for any other mixed martial artist, they would have tapped out or went out. And Volkanovski just doesn't run out of energy. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Very long day of combat sports. We're here watching the end of UFC 266. I done fell asleep twice on the Curtis Blades Rosenstrike fight, on Shevchenko versus Murphy, and shockingly, I'm here. We made it through this, but let me turn it up. Please subscribe, like the video. We're going to take a jump cut. Here, this is what we do. We're going to take a jump cut and then come back after the final round. Take your time out, like the video, and subscribe. TstreeT Controversy with FightView360. You know what's crazy? Is that round number 5 was his... I'm sorry to be yelling at you guys. Let me turn it down.
Perhaps they will bury the hatchet.
Round number 5 was Ortega's best round. Here, I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360, but other than that, he got his ass beat. 3 significant submission attempts by Brian Ortega. Forgive me, I'm exhausted. I've been covering combat sports since noon, the last 13 hours or so. But this 5th round, he really, that's when he dropped him, went for the first big submission attempt. And how did he get out of this? I do not know. He had it tight, but then he caught him again in the triangle. He got out of that one. Now, after each attempt that he got out of, Volkanovski started beating his ass. Is this one to try to get him again? Now, right here, I thought the fight should have been stopped. Well, not should have been, but probably close to being stopped. Because he was really laying it down on him. But either way, both very, very tough fighters. And right now, them Oceanic fighters are doing really, really good. You know, and that's across the board between, you know, boxing and MMA. You know, shout out to Tim Tszyu, the Maloney brothers in boxing. What is his name? Jai Apatai. Oh, let me turn it up. Listen to the strikes.
Couple of takedowns for Ortega, 3 submission attempts.
Pause it if you have to.
None got the Volk man out of there. And just when you think this sport can't possibly continue to get better enough stage,
that was a great fight. I'll rate it an 8 out of 10.
It takes 2 to tango, and perhaps we have not seen the last meeting between these two. All right, the official decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started.
I think Volkanovski will own him again.
Here is Bruce Buffer.
Let's listen to the particulars.
After 5 rounds, we go to the
Judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 50-45, and 50-44 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
We'll listen to the post-fight interview. We'll listen to the post-fight interviews and then talk for a little bit after, because I'm exhausted. Thank you for watching the video and subscribing. We haven't covered UFC in a long time, and we really need to get back on it, but it's hard covering both sports in one day.
Alexander Volkanovski. You and Brian Ortega, take a bow, fellas. Crowd, give it up for these guys for one of the best featherweight title fights we've ever seen. You did not look up at the clock until 26 seconds left in round number 5. You're a Terminator, Alexander Volkanovski. How do you fight with such a high pace and fight so smart at the same time?
Man, it's just say, the preparation, I told ya. I do that every fucking time. Mate, I'm a normal human being. I've said it time and time again. Just hard work got to me where I am. Anyone can do what I've done. Anyone. Sky's the limit for any of you. Everyone back home in Australia, I know you're going through a rough time. I did this for you. To my family, to my teams, everyone that's backed me, everyone that's helped me. I did that for you, thank you. All them doubters, I'm gonna keep proving you wrong time and time again. Bring it.
Alexander, your footwork, your shot placement. Let's take a look at some of the highlights up here. I mean, you were bouncing around, you were in, you were out, you were touching them up, and you were dominating, but you never seemed to slow down. You didn't start the fight safe. Did you ever think about kind of maybe taking it a little more cautious as the fight went long and you were winning?
Obviously, when he got some of the submissions, some of them were pretty tight. For some reason, I stayed on the ground with him. Man, he's good. Obviously, I'm going to talk and say he's not on my level. I was trying to get in his head as much as I could. I thought I was in his head, and then he come back even stronger. So credit to him. You know, I feel like an idiot saying some of the things I did because he proved himself.
That's 20 wins in a row. You are the featherweight champion of the world. Is it finally time for people to put some respect on your name, Alexander?
About fucking time, 100%. Hey, keep doubting me. I love it. I don't care. I'll be the underdog to the day I die. That's just going to make me work harder. Everyone back home, I love you. Mwah.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to the champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Ariana, Ellie, I love you. Mom, Dad, everyone back home. I love you so much.
Brian Ortega. Brian. I know you're disappointed right now, but man, you guys put on one of the greatest fights I've ever called. How close did you feel to those submissions in the third round when you had the mounted guillotine and then the triangle choke?
I mean, I thought it was done, you know. That's what we trained for exactly my whole camp. Like I said, I was trying to come for his head. But, you know, that little bastard's fucking tough as hell, man. I wrapped onto that neck. I tried to squeeze it. Trust me, guys. I tried to finish him. I heard him gargling. And he fucking slipped out. And I was like, fuck, all right, this guy, he's a champ for a reason, you know. Nothing but love to him, nothing respect. I know we talked our shit, but it was whatever. But everyone out here, man, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart.
He looked like he missing some teeth.
You guys make me feel so happy in here. Every time I fight, you guys cheer me on. I feel the best. And no matter what, I'm always here to push shows for you guys. And, you know, it's time to go back in there and climb this ladder, get better. And you see it, man. I'm evolving. And even though, you know, we come up short, we're not defined by how we lose, but how we get up and we overcome that shit, you know? And that's a Mexican heart for you. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you guys, both of you, for a fantastic performance. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Ortega and the champ, Alexander Volkanovski.
Those post-fight interviews with class and...
That was a great fight. Great fight. Now, one thing I've learned, the difference between boxing and UFC, you can't really like look at the rankings and say, okay, well, Max Holloway's #1, so is he next? You know, however, what's your thoughts on Volkanovski possibly competing at 155 pounds? Like, what's going on with that? Because there's a lot of fights up there I would love to see him, you know, fight. But we have to also take into account that he's 5'6". And, you know, height, you know, I understand, like, you know, how tall is Dustin Poirier? About 5'8". I've met him in person at a Philly fight once. Here's the upcoming UFC schedule if you want to check it out. But, you know, if I really was to say, he already beat Max Holloway twice. I think that Ortega should fight Max Holloway again. I think that makes perfect sense, right? Because let me be honest, like, you know, depending on how you look at round number 3, he was winning round number 3 with those 2 submission attempts. But the issue is he got his ass beat for the last, 30 seconds or so. So it's kind of like in boxing, like where you're stealing the round. You know, so, I mean, meaning Volkanovski. So to me, on my card, I had it 4 rounds to 1. It's crazy to see that Ortega had won round number 5, you know, like that late in the fight. Interesting, though, but that's my thoughts. I got to go to bed. I've been covering mixed martial arts and boxing all day. It's time to step away. I'm going to clean up a little bit, watch the post-fight press conference, and go from there. Take your time out, like the video. Please subscribe. We're still trying to get a system going on how we're going to cover UFC and boxing at the same time. And I do have a podcast coming. You know, so also do me a solid down below in the description box. If you're interested in boxing, the WBC, the green belt, the most prestigious of all the championships, they're launching an app. It's called the WBC channel, powered by the Vive network. I put a link for Apple, Google, and Roku right down below in the description box. We're going to start getting some, interviews and putting them on the app and on the channel. So we're just going to leave it there. I'm getting up out of here. I am tired. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.